Welcome back to this week's edition of Film First. We now have with us Shaun McAvoy, who we have been dying to have on.
Don't be so silly, Sally.
Okay, so our first question we need to ask you is, do you think you have followed the stereotypes of your genre and film?
Well, I think we've kind of done it 50-50 because we've used some aspects of the stereotype of kind of like paedophilic kind of movie and like the thriller kind of genre, and then I think we haven't. So for some things we followed, obviously you have the young girl Zoe who was really good, a good actor. She's small, she's young, she's innocent, she's defenseless. So that's the stereotype. We used a lot of dark scenes, so dark lighting, and then there was a couple of scenes when we pulled her into the bush, which is quite dark. And then also the Poya, one of our other actors who was in the vest, it's quite dark and it's sinister in his dark room. Yeah.
The question that we have been asked is, what was your inspiration?
Well, that's a really hard question because we have a lot of inspiration. So we had, obviously at that time when we were planning, we had loads of, there was loads of things on the news about teenagers not using social networking correctly, about their privacy settings, kids getting killed and like molested and stuff. So we wanted to kind of do something that's going to raise awareness instead of doing like a spy film or something which is not really like going to do anything. Yeah. One of our inspirations was Take This Lollipop. So it was like a Facebook campaign. It kind of raised awareness about like privacy settings and stuff. For example, with in Take This Lollipop, there was a computer scene. We took that and we changed it. So we did different camera angles, extreme close-ups, shoulder shots. We also to change that theme up, so we're not just copying it. We used the GoPro. So we wanted to use that to do like a POV kind of shot, point of view, if no one knows what that is. It kind of adds tension to it, and personally, if I watched that, I'd be kind of scared because it feels like you as the audience were in that position. Something else we used was Hard Candy. So that's a film, it's an independent film. It's about paedophilia. Obviously there's a twist and stuff. I'm not going to do any spoils. But yeah, we used the intertitles. They had some intertitles with the man typing on the trailer. So we used that on ours. And also they used different kind of shots. They didn't just use one kind of shot, they used different shots. And they used the shots to show status, tension and things like that. Also, our last one was American Horror Stories. So we used, at first we wanted to use, but we didn't use in the end, but we were going to use the, not the theme tune, but the kind of, how the soundtracks are, they're quite bright. We want to juxtapose the screenplay with the soundtrack, but as we didn't do, the pace wasn't correct to the kind of song, we had to change it. So we used this kind of suspicious thing from Sinistar. So kind of soundtrack. It added tension and it followed the codes of conventions of what we wanted to do.
Okay, so talking about codes of conventions, do you think your poster magazine has followed or challenged the codes of conventions?
Well, I think they followed and I would say the poster itself has followed it to the book, and I say the magazine. It also has like a tagline. It has all aspects of the magazine, but with the poster. Let me just do the poster first. They're kind of with Poya's poster. He used all of the rules. So he had a building block. He had a main image. He had a background image. You know, there was layers. It wasn't just a simple image. Obviously the lighting, the dark blue. The reason we chose to do that on the poster was because we wanted to show two sides of kind of our film instead of just having the same exact kind of thing. Yeah. So with Poya's, we wanted to show the dark side of like this kind of topic. Like it's scary. It's like personally, when I'm gonna watch it for the first time, I'm gonna be scared because obviously through production and stuff, I've seen the shots. But obviously with all the dark scenes, I'd be really scared, so we want to show it through the poster. And then with the magazine, for me, I created that myself. I saw loads of inspiration. Most of the magazines I saw were portraits of people, and obviously for our film in the trailer, but in the film you'll see him. We didn't want to show his identity because I think that's kind of our theme all the way through. So I used this collage and put using Photoshop. I put it on top of his face, and it was collages of scenes from the film. So it was hiding his identity, which kind of still went with our theme, but it also gave a bit of glimpse of different scenes. So there were scenes of blood. There was a girl on the floor with a slit on her throat. There was people getting pulled into bushes. And I think that's quite new, to be honest, because I haven't seen anything like that. So I don't think it's followed the codes of conventions, because I haven't seen anything like that.
Okay. So our final question, do you think your approach will attract a wider audience?
I think so. I think the realism of the topic at the moment, I think the social networking is like at its high point at the moment, where loads of teenagers using it. There's 10 or 9-year-olds using Facebook, and they don't know how to protect their privacy settings. Obviously, it's not aimed at them, but I'm just saying, for example, our film is aimed at more 16-year-olds upwards. But if parents and stuff see this, they will know that this stuff is happening, and I feel that that's gonna bring a bigger audience. I also think it's kind of new. I kind of think we haven't went this far. We haven't followed codes and conventions all the way to the book, so I feel like the audience is going to be excited to see it because it's so new.
Okay, so that's it for now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming on the show, Shaun.
Thanks, Sally, you too.
And I hope you've enjoyed, and join us next week on Film Fest. Thank
Thanks.
you.